Hi guys, thank you for joining me. My name is Kim. I'm your over 50 makeup teacher. We're gonna do some girl talk, and we're going to do some makeup today. So let me know where you're watching from. I've over the course of the last couple of days, lots of emotions going through people's heads, but there are some things that are consistent, and that we all want to feel beautiful. We all want to feel healthy, okay? And we all want to feel comfortable in our own skin. So that's what we're going to talk a little bit about today. I've learned a lot over the past couple of days. I've learned that, yes, oh my gosh, Frederick, Maryland, you're not too far from my neck of the woods. I've learned a whole lot about people's opinions, and my opinion apparently matters to a whole lot of people. And so I don't know that we should give anybody, I don't know that you should ever give me that much power to tell you what to do. Actually, I'm asking you that you don't give me that much power, because I think all of our decisions need to be our decisions, because that's where we are in life. So let me give you this example. It is no wonder that women, especially in midlife, I'm 55, I'm a retired public school educator, so teaching kind of comes natural to me. I mean, it's in my blood. I was an elementary teacher, and so I was interested in knowing a little bit about a lot of things, because in elementary, you teach all subjects, okay? I'm not an artist, but there were times that I taught art. I'm not a music, I don't read music. I'm a singer, but I don't read music. But there were times that I integrated music. Now that I am in this phase, this season of my life, what I have seen is overwhelm in the amount of like makeup, beauty, skincare products that are kind of being pushed, like were suggested that we need in order to look younger, okay? But youth is not a look, youth is a feel. And that's what I bring to the table here, okay? So I teach makeup tips. I teach easy tips, okay? So anything that you see here is not going to be overly complicated, because ain't nobody got time for that. We gotta live life, all right? The other thing that I teach is, or the other thing that you'll see here from me is just figuring out ways that I can make my 55-year-old face and skin look the best at this age, okay? So, of course, we all want to turn back the clock. No kidding. We all do. But I am not wanting to take extreme measures to turn back the clock, okay? So I am Botox free, I am filler free, I am surgery free. Nobody has worked on my face, okay? So, but what I was saying before is I'm gonna be teaching you guys, doing my makeup here for y'all, and teaching you some things that I do and some philosophies that I have. These are not meant to tell you this is the way that you have to do it, okay? These are just things that I like to share that have worked for me. That's why I'm in this space. I was just talking to my girlfriend, or texting back and forth, and I said, I literally get 50, at least 50, could be more than that, emails a day from different companies that want to collaborate with me about their products. And I'm thinking, it is no stinking wonder that women are so confused about what they need, or what they should buy, or what they like all the things. It's crazy. And being in this space was all new, because I was in public school education for 25 years. I'm like, oh my gosh. And you kind of have to back off and do the bare bones and figure out what works. And that's what kind of I do here. I do the bare bones, and then you add the things that you need to, products that you love, the tools that you love to it, because we all have those things. I'm going to stop talking and rambling. I just want you to know what this live is going to entail. So my belief is that rather than concentrating on one specific area when it comes to makeup, what we want to look at is the end result, okay? My desired look at the very end is to look like a better version of me, okay? It's okay if I can see a few age-in sunspots. It's okay, all right? They're there. That was just the way that I lived my life on the roof with baby oil back in the 80s. I'm not proud of it, but it's there, okay? If I'd have known about sunscreen, or if somebody would have impressed sunscreen on me earlier, I wouldn't be in this predicament, but here we are. But I use sunscreen now because why? I don't want it to get any worse, right? But our skin has changed over the course of time. It happens. It happens because we have a loss of collagen. We have a loss of, we have less cellular turnover the older that we get. Thank you guys for joining me all the way from New Jersey. Yay, I'm a Maryland girl too. So cellular turnover, it used to happen, once every 28 days, our cells would turn over. Now it could be once every 90 days. So we need to be doing things in order to keep our skin from aging faster than what we want it to, okay? So that starts with skincare. It's that simple. Now, of the 50 emails of people that want to collaborate, or businesses or companies that want to collaborate because they have the best product on the market, because they know my market is more midlife, okay? 50 and over, mature women. So these are people that have targeted me because they know that's my target audience. And they all have the best product. And I don't know, they could. They absolutely could. There is no stinking way that I could possibly try every skincare product and let my skin adjust to it. Because with any skincare product, any skincare routine, you need at least 60 to 90 days to see if it's even working. All right, so literally, if just the 50 emails and 25 of them are skincare, do the math, and I don't have enough time in my life. I don't want to, okay? I want to just find some key things that I know are going to work on my skin. And I found some really great things that I want to share, okay? So, and by all means, like if you have products that you love, okay? And you're like, these are the bomb. Like I feel absolutely amazing in wearing these products. Don't stray from them. Don't let anybody influence you otherwise, because age is a feeling. It is not a look. All right. So I just want to continue to stress that. All right. So, back in April, I was introduced to Korean skincare. And what I love was it was entirely organic, meaning I wasn't looking for skincare because good grief, I get 50 emails a day and half of them are about skincare. So I had tons here, okay? Had tons to try. And I've tried many, but I had a good skincare routine. I made sure that I was cleansing every day. I made sure that I had a hyaluronic acid. I had a vitamin C, and I moisturized, okay? Those are the basics. Well, it wasn't until I ended up seeing some of my friends' skin and saw it transform in a very short period of time. All right. So we all got together and, sometimes girls talk about that stuff. Sometimes they don't. But we all got together and I'm like, all right, spill it because you look amazing. And they told me they found Korean skincare. All right. So I'm like, oh, cool. You know, I know a little bit about K-beauty. It's been Googled, like it's one of the largest Googled terms when it comes to beauty. And for good reason, because Koreans believe in nourishing the skin at its deepest level. They believe in healing the skin, as opposed to the Western world. We believe in treating the skin. Okay. So, oh, let me do this treatment on you. Let me do this laser on you. Let me put this injection in you. But Koreans believe in healing what you've already got going, because what you've got going is damage. Many times we don't realize that we have compromised our skin barrier. And I certainly didn't. And I was like good with my skincare routine. It had come a long way from no skincare routine. But I was like, okay, this is what I have to do. All right. But was I seeing a difference? My skin had plateaued, basically. I saw that initial difference when I established the routine. But then after I had been doing that routine for a year and a half, it just had plateaued. But I'm like, this is what we got to do. I want to look like my best self at 52. I want to look like my best self at 53. And then when I turned 54, I was like, these people are kind of turning back the clock. Obviously, you know, a lot of times we think we need to turn back the clock by taking extreme measures. All right. So anyway, I found Korean skincare, and I started a Korean skincare ritual. And they believe in rituals because, first of all, self-care takes a huge precedence in the Korean life, in the Korean lifestyle, and the Asian lifestyle. Anyway, I mean, when their children are young, they are teaching them to take care of their skin and put sunscreen on. Like, it's just part of their culture. And so when I started these rituals and thinking, oh my gosh, I have 7 steps. This goes against everything that I talk about, because Kim is all about doing easy stuff. And I was like, yeah, okay. But the ultimate goal is to make my skin the best that it can be at the age of now 55. Okay, but I was 54 at the time. And I started. And in one day, I noticed a difference. And in 20 days, it was an extreme difference. And by the 6-month mark, guys, my before and afters from 6 months, I know, Kimmer V, I was like 7 steps. It literally takes me 7 minutes, okay? The reason that they do it that way is because each of the items, each of the products are created for a specific purpose, okay? Yes, they have multiple ingredients in them, but all natural, okay? And the particular skincare that I found has 2 magical, we call them their hero ingredients, because they are in no other skincare in the world, because they have patents on them. One is called Jeju Energy Lava Water. So there's lots of lava water in Korean skincare, and you might see that in other skincare. But this particular volcano that they extract this water from has not been touched for thousands of years. And this Korean company, the Korean company is Rimmon, has one of 20 contracts on this water. And it's the only skincare company that has the contract. So they extract this. It has so mineral rich, and it's in all the products. And then also the giant byungpool. So byungpool is very common in Korean skincare, but in most Korean skincare, what you're going to see is it's in its dried form. In Rimmon, it's in its purest form. Okay, so that's in all the ingredients as well. And they have patented that. Like, that's exclusively for Rimmon. Anywho, they have multi-steps. because each product works synergistically with the product before it. All right. Where if you go to the drugstore, you might buy a product that will do it all. It's like here's the all-in-one. And, that's kind of like, it cuts time, right? But when you think about it, is it really giving you what you need? It's like going to the drugstore and buying cold medicine for your headache, the sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, so you can rest medicine. And yeah, it does help you rest, but is it addressing just your runny nose as good as it could address it? Is it addressing just the congestion that you feel? Same with shampoos. When you're buying shampoo and you're getting a product and you have oily hair, but where is your hair oily? Probably in the scalp. Are you only putting it in your scalp, or are you putting it all over your hair? Why? If your scalp is oily, why are you putting it there? And so, when you take a minute to just think about, we want to make our life easier. I get it. That's why I'm here. I'm stinking teaching easy over 50 makeup tips. But there are certain things you don't want to sacrifice doing it for specifically what the need is. All right. So Koreans focus on each product has a purpose, and you apply this product in this way so that you get the best results, and so that each product is working synergistically with the one before it and the one after it. Now, I do want to say, you don't have to do all the steps. All right. You don't have to do all the steps if it's like, number one, you can't afford it, because it's all cosmeceutical grade skincare. Cosmeceutical grade skincare. Okay. That's top notch skincare. And it has an average price point of about $35. What I failed to tell you is if you comment, God bless it, Kim. If you comment the word live, you're going to get all of the links of the things that I'm talking about today, including getting on my email list if you want updates of just the things. Okay. I just share my newsletter, my email. I don't bug you. Ain't nobody got time for a gazillion emails. Okay. But if you comment the word live, you will be able to get all the goods, including taking the skincare quiz. So now that I have literally wasted so much time in my intent to come and do a short live, I hope that I can now jump off of my soapbox, but you understand how important skin is, because you've got one. It's the biggest organ of your body, the largest organ of your body, and you've got it for the rest of your stinking life. And yet, when we want to save money, we sacrifice the quality of the skincare products for the extra Starbucks coffee, which then dehydrates your skin. And I'm a coffee girl, so that didn't come out easily, but it's just the fact of the matter. But I can work with you. The average price point of these products is $35. The other thing is I am a proponent of cream makeup products. And so, lots of companies are sending me products that are cream formulations because, again, they do their homework and they're like, hey, this lady, she is sharing over 50 makeup tips. She is our hot market. We know that cream products are really great for mature skin. Let's reach out to her and see if we can send her some things. And I'm like, yeah, I'll try them. I'm going to take my phone down so y'all can see how many things I have sitting here. These are just things that people send to me. It's kind of a little bit blurry things. And I acknowledge them and thank them and say, thank you for sending me these. But I don't give them a time frame. I'm going to try these in 1 week and I'm going to love them and I'm going to share them. No, I say that I will try them. And if I love them and feel that it's something that my people can benefit from, because again, I am not in this place to overwhelm you. Dang, we're already overwhelmed by what should we eat? What supplements should we take? What makeup should I wear? What skincare should I use? It's exhausting. All right, so let's do a little cream makeup. And so wherever you are in this world right now, you're watching from, and thank you for you guys for letting me know where you are. I'm going to be using Saint makeup, okay? I love Saint makeup. If you have seen makeup similar to this, meaning like it's a cream product, matched to your skin tone, magnetic tins that you can replace just what you need. They're between $14 and $16 each. 11 ingredients. Coming to the UK. It's coming to the UK. All right. If you haven't seen something like this, Saint is the OG. Okay. They are the original grandma of creating makeup palettes like this. And there's something about having the original. Now, we're starting to see all types of companies kind of do a spin-off of Saint. Because why? Because people want easy. And what's easier than putting things into one compact that I can travel with and go instead of a really large makeup bag? But also women want to be helped with color choices. Many times our makeup is not looking right because the colors are not the best for us. It's too dry. Maybe that, and so that's the thing. I mean, it doesn't matter whether it's Saint or what other kind of cream makeup. Creams will melt. On the flip side, they will also get hard. So you can warm them up, like run a hairdryer over them. Da, 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 da. And the other thing is that make sure that you have shave your face. Okay. If you don't shave your face, you might want to consider that as well. So you get all the peach fuzz off, because then makeup might dry or roll on there, and then also priming your skin. We're going to talk about all of that. So I'm going to be using Saint makeup. If you comment live, you're going to get all the links, including getting a color match, which is totally free. I can help you. Yay, good job, NC Weller. Yeah, you shave your face. Yeah, go, go, go. No, your hair doesn't come back thicker and blacker. That's a bunch of baloney. Do it. Or go get dermaplaned. It makes all the difference in the world. So I'm going to be using Saint makeup. I'm going to be using some other products too. Products that if you've been with me for a while, you've seen me use. Why am I continuing to share them? Because I haven't found anything better. It's that simple. So if you're a company out there watching me right now and you think you have a better product for me, feel free to hit my emails up with the other 50, but I'll try it for a while and we'll see what happens. First things first. And she just mentioned it. Moisturized skin, hydrated skin. If you are not applying or hydrating some way before you apply your makeup, starting the next time you apply makeup, do it. All right, I'm going to just use this. This is actually the Korean skincare that I was talking about. It's $25. It is called Vietton Balm. It has sea berry water in it. It is very good for dark under eyes. I like to put it in my nasolabial folds, anywhere that I have a lot of movement, right? My 11's right here, outer corners of my eyes. This is the eye cream in the Korean skincare world, or in the Rimmon world anyway. A lot of women are really stuck to their eye cream. Like you're like, I gotta have an eye cream. Rimmon doesn't have an eye cream, but if y'all like go back and look under my highlight bubbles under skincare and look at my before and afters. When you have the right products that you're putting under your eyes, it doesn't have to be a separate eye cream. Because Korean skincare is so gentle, I can put it all the way up to my lash line. It's coming to the UK. And also, Rimon's going to be expanding worldwide. We just opened in Hong Kong, Taiwan, Canada, United States. We're going to be opening 7 more countries in 2025. Makeup, the whole thing. Like, it's going to be big. So hang in there. And if you have friends that you can ship to you from the United States or any of those places, do it. Yeah, do it. Be worldwide. So, hydrate. Why? Why do you need to hydrate? Well, because our face moves. All right? I don't do Botox, so my face is moving. And when I'm moving, my makeup's moving. So by hydrating it, what you're allowing your makeup to do is to move freely. They are absolutely cruelty-free. Yes, they are. If you follow the EWG, it's like they're on a 0. All the skincare products are on a 0. And the Saint products are around a 1.5 because it's not on the EWG. I don't know why it's not, but we have found people to factor it out for us. It's about a 1.5. Yeah. You want your makeup to be able to glide over your wrinkles. If it's not gliding over your wrinkles, then you're not moisturized enough, okay? Or if it's creasing, you could be applying too much product. All right, so next thing, let's talk about, and guys, truly, this is helping me because Instagram decides who sees me. And so if this is something that you feel like I need to see some more of what Kim does, make sure you click follow or make sure you click share, or when you see something pop up that you really like, and it's not only me, it's anybody, that controls the types of things that you see in your social media. Hit like, stop on it for a second. You know, sometimes the things that we're entertained by, I'm guilty. Just laugh, it's funny. But then I start to see all kinds of these things come through and I'm like, okay, this is getting a little ridiculous. You be the decision as to what social media allows you to see. So if it's something like educational, like what I do, or if you like that, make sure you click share, make sure you tag somebody in this video that you think would benefit, or you had this conversation with your girlfriend. We're going to talk color correction. Okay, this is a product by a company called Amazing Cosmetics. It's a woman-owned company. They have been working with me for well over a year. It might be 2 years. They sent me this product, and I have tried so many different color correctors. Here's why I love this one. Because it's a little stickier. However, it gives people a little bit of a problem because of the way that they are applying it. Number one, are you hydrating? Are you moisturizing underneath? And are you applying too much of it? Because color correctors are really only only meant for the areas that need corrected. That area that has that greatest saturation of color. So we're going to zoom in. Oh, sorry if I'm scaring you. But if you identify just the dark areas under my eyes, I would not put color corrector here. Because it might be a little dark. But again, I'm 55. I want to put the color corrector in the areas that are darkest. Here, like you see that's dark. Here, that's dark. This eye is not going to be the same as this eye, all right? That half of our faces are not symmetrical. That's why one eyebrow is different from the other eyebrow, and no matter how hard we try to get them exactly the same, please don't. Because that's how you end up having the wild eyebrows going on. Because you're like, oh my God, I got too much on this side. Oh, now I need to make this one even. Our eyebrows are sisters. They're not twins. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take my color corrector, which is a peachy salmon. That helps to color correct blue, which most cases it is. Now I want you to consider your skin tone. If you're lighter than me, Amazing Cosmetics has a shade lighter than this. If you're darker than me, Amazing Cosmetics has a shade darker than this. Okay, so use a little bit of just your knowledge. If you're not the same shades as me, then you're going to have to adjust. But you do want like a salmony color, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and tap this salmon pink in the purpley blue area. I'm going to let it sit for a second too. Okay, so anybody who did grab Amazing Cosmetics color corrector, and this is really anybody, any color corrector, y'all, any color corrector. We were just notified that it's going to be any day. But Saint said they had one more step to finalize. So we know it's coming. They did. They just sent something out to artists. So it's coming. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and... Now for y'all that have eye bags, I do. It just depends on the morning, right? I'm going to back off now. For y'all that have eye bags, the reason that your bags... First of all, there's not going to be a makeup on the planet that's going to hide your eye bag. All right? What I'm teaching you is how to put the makeup on to distract from the eye bag. All right? Make sure you comment live if you're not already on my mailing list to be notified of things, but live will get you the links to everything. Yeah, they're in these little tiny trays and they last forever. Eye bag, sorry. That trough, the darkness underneath of the puffy part, that is what's truly accentuating your bag, okay? The bag is inflamed. That's inflammation. That's fluid. That's whatever it is. It could be genetics, could be lack of hydration, could be all the things. But in order to distract from the eye bag, you want to take care of the trough because it's dark, all right? So color correcting that area. This is kind of set in just a little bit. So now I'm just going to tap it out. And I applied very little. Guys in UK, I am so stinking excited for you. I truly am. Like, I have been, it's against compliance, or I would have probably just mailed off a bunch of Saint to the UK. All right. Just go ahead and comment live and you'll get the links for everything. It'll come right to your inbox. So comment live before you get off and then check your messages and you'll have the links for everything. If you don't follow me though, guys, Instagram won't let you see my link. So you gotta click follow. All right. So do you see now the discoloration is gone? Only that area. Now, if you have like age and sunspots, you can also use this very similarly there, but we're going to talk about another way to be able to help that. So toning is another way of being able to even out your skin tone. I have lots of age and sunspots. I've talked about this a lot. I did a video last week on hyperpigmentation. So hyperpigmentation can be caused by so many things. Like it can be hormones, it can be sun. That's primarily mine. But I have a whole lot of hyperpigmentation on the back of my arms that I know is hormonal. It can be medication caused. So you always have to be conscientious. Like, I want to try and fade my dark spots. Okay, well, it depends on why they're there. But while they're there, let's talk about things that you can do to embrace them, but yet not highlight them. So I'm going to go ahead in with a bronzer. And so this area is peppered. This area right here is completely peppered with age and sunspots. So instead of tackling this area and trying to like take a foundation and cover, I'm going to even it out and go in with a bronzer and highlight and fill in some of the lighter areas to match it. All right. This is not something you want to over apply because then you'll be orange and nobody wants that. But you just want to minimize the dark areas, the dark spots. We never think about adding color. We always think about taking it away. How can I take these dark under eyes away? I'm going to put all kinds of foundation over it, lighter. I need to make it lighter. No. You need to add the right color on top of it in order to counter it, or add the color beside it so that it's not, that disparity is not as clear, because that's what we see. We see the darkness because of the disparity between the dark and the light, right? So that's what is drawing our eye. It's a whole new way of thinking about makeup, guys. It really, truly is empowering when you just think about makeup in a different way. These are all Saint products. Oh, wait, do you mean the color corrector? It was not Saint. No, the bronzer is. I'm using all Saint because I haven't found anything better. Remember, those 50 emails a day? I get so much sent to me. I haven't found anything better. And, you know, in a world where we're trying to simplify our life, having everything here that is my color matched to me, and like I can pop something out and something back in. I can use minimal amounts of it. Oh, yay. Okay, great question. How do you match your neck to your face? Nobody wants a floating face. Bronzer can be really helpful. And that's where the color match comes in as well. So I want to try and share the love down here onto my neck. Okay, so, you know, sometimes there might be a little disparity, but you don't want an extreme disparity. And there's not a makeup on the planet to hide wrinkles. The two biggest tips that you can use to hide wrinkles is to use less foundation and to use the right color, okay? If you are going too light, your wrinkles are going to be in the forefront. Thank you so much. All right, so what I did was I just added a little bit of bronzer to the lighter areas. So now, instead of my age and sunspots, those dark spots staring at you, now it kind of blends in. That's just another way of looking at makeup. All right, next thing we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about using color to add life to your face. All right, so things that you need to consider when you're applying your makeup is finding a contour, or you can use a bronzer, and the purpose of it is to add dimension to your face. Because what we've learned over the past few years, well, years of like even my experience with makeup, because I was not around it to this extent, I just followed what I was taught or what I saw, and that was taking one color of foundation and applying it all over my face. And I just literally made my face flat. But when you end up taking color and you place it exactly where you need it for a purpose, it then gives you a three-dimensional look. So I'm going to take a contour, and I'm just going to, again, cream products, minimal. Contour is meant to add depth and dimension, so I'm going to go ahead and just put a little bit of contour right here and blend it in an upward motion. I can't tell you, that was hardly any product. And actually, it's too much, so I'm going to try and blend it out. That's the other good thing about cream, is that it's forgiving. So if you, I'm going to upload this video. So if you come back to my profile, you're going to see it. All right. We'll call it, this live we'll call Girl Talk and Makeup. That's the one that you can look at. I feel like I am a girl's girl. And what that means is, I don't mean girly, prissy in that sense. I mean, like, I am all about cheering women on. And, you know, it's not easy. What we do is not easy. And especially, so cheekbones and hairline, especially in this whole midlife business, you know, with hormones and menopause, perimenopause, it's crazy. And what our skin does. I look for Saint's coming out with some new products. I was just notified, and they're sending me some, and I'm going to use them on me so you guys can see. Usually Black Friday is when all of their stuff is. Let's talk about jowls. I saw that come up. So I applied it on my hairline, my jawline, or my cheekbones. And now I'm going to go to my jawline, and I'm going to start right here at my ear, and we're going to just follow the jawline. Now, right here we have a jowl. And right here, we have another jowl. So that's the collagen. My face, I mean, if you would have seen pictures of me back when I was 20, I had a really round face. I was thin, okay? But I had a round face. But now my face has gotten longer and I lost volume, okay? So I lost volume here. I keep my contour a little higher, but I have jowls. So how do I deal with them? I am going to go ahead and, is this a contest, Marianne? My jowls beat your jowls. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this contour and it's going along my jawline. But when I get to the jowl, even though my jawline is under the jowl, I'm going to pretend like the jowl is not there. And I'm going to go straight across, because comment live and you'll get a list of everything that I use here. Now, you can see this up here on my cheek, but whenever I fill it in, you won't. Okay, and then you're going to kind of blend that on down. I can't even tell you how minimal this product is. Like, I'm using so very little. This product needs refilled, and this still probably has 2 months worth, even though it looks like it. All right, whoops, I just went into my bronzer instead of my contour. So the idea of contour is to make an area recede, to set back in, right? And so when you apply those dark colors in key areas, here's how you can slim your nose. So I have this natural shadow that goes here and here, and I wouldn't say I have a big nose. My nose has gotten bigger because our nose continues to grow bigger. What more can women have to endure? I don't get it. But here we are. We can laugh and roll with it, or we can just get ticked off and then live our life that way, and ain't nobody got time for that, okay? Just makes life miserable. All right, so I'm gonna take this shadow right here, and if I want to make my nose look slimmer, I'm gonna take a little bit of contour just inside that shadow line. All right, and then this shadow, I'm gonna go in a little bit more. And then we're just gonna kind of pinch it off here at the end, leaving this little dot right here. All right, it's not gonna look like that. Now we're talking about color, right? So now I added a darker color to add dimension. Now I'm gonna add a lighter color to bring forward key areas that I want to bring forward. Now, Riemann delivers in 4 different countries, 5 different countries right now, and opening to 7 more. But just contact me if you're interested, because maybe there's a way we can get it to you. All right, so this makes my nose look more narrow. And now I'm going to take a lighter color, and we are going to, I'm going to use my finger for this. This is a color called Palace. I use it as an accent. You can call it concealer. I call it accent or a brightener. I want to put light in an area that is going to bring light to my face. It's almost like that flash bulb goes off. It's almost like that area is coming forward. Where do we want that to happen? Right here is where we want it to happen. Okay, and I'm gonna put this on one side of my face so that you can see the difference. And then we're gonna put it right down here through the middle. Now, we're gonna tap this out, because you can't have those two. Hey, from Greece. Comment the word live if you want links to all that I'm talking about, guys, including getting on my mailing list. So that when we open to other countries, if you're on my mailing list, I'm gonna let you know about it. All right, I'm gonna add just a little bit more down here. All right, so that's what happens when you add light. If I add light right here, guys, I have a lot of texture there. If I put too much light there, well, that's going to just bring attention to all of that. I don't want that. So I like this little sweet spot right here, okay? And It just depends. Like when you're watching a makeup artist, and they're showing you where to put things, just take into account their age, okay? Because 20 years ago, I could put brighten right through here. I can't do that now. And so, that's the one thing that I try to teach is tips that will transcend through time, okay? That you can embrace, and just principles that you can take with you regardless of your age. So less makeup, experiment with adding color where you need it, and bringing light or darkness to certain areas to add depth and to bring areas forward. All right, so let me make sure. Now, you can also put a little bit in this area as well. However, I'm very conscientious because I have pretty good crow's feet from smiling a lot. So if I put a lot of light product there, it's just going to accentuate it. I don't want to draw attention to it, but you can put a little bit. All right. Now let's go ahead and add foundation. What? Kim, you haven't put foundation on yet? No, because I worked backwards. Now I don't need very much Oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad you guys are here. I'm working backwards because I want to show you that you actually need less product than what you think. It's not about it's not about covering with one color. It's about adding the colors that you need in the places that you need. All right. And that requires less product. And when you use creams, they're so forgiving because you can mix. All right. So it's more about placement and color than it is necessarily coverage when you get to our age. So now I'm going to take my foundations, and this is just kind of cool of Saint in general, but when you're working with creams, you might see a lot of makeup artists, they'll put a little bit of product on their hand and be able to mix it. And that's really great with creams. And I think you can do that a little bit with liquids too. Some liquids will dry down though, and then that's when they start to look fakey cakey on your skin because your skin's moving and they're cracking. But with Saint, you can pair them up beside each other, plop, plop, plop. So this is my winter color and this is my summer color, and it's fall. So I'm in between both. So I can just plop my brush this way. And now what do I want to do? I just want to fill in where I feel like I need a little bit more, which is typically always here. Okay. And around my nose, I do use the same brush for everything. All right. And because I'm using such minimal product, and when you're using brushes that are made for the product that you're using, it kind of knows how much to pick up. All right. And then I want to make sure right here, I don't have this dark line from my contour. So I'm just going to kind of blend that out a little bit. But I want to show you guys the minimal amount of product that I'm using. I used powder foundation, for 24 years, same color, like medium beige. And got to this point when I hit 50, 51, I was like, well, something's not looking right anymore. And then, sometimes we just get into this pickle where we're like, well, then fine, I'm not wearing any makeup. And really it just takes a couple tweaks. Okay. The color that I was using right now was a mixture of Hazel and Athens. Okay. Hazel and Athens. I'm more neutral. But I also have some cool tones in my skin as well, which makes me a cool summer. That's my season. And so now what we now have the face done. Now we need to add color. And as we age, what happens is we get more sallow. The blood flow to our face is not as prevalent as it used to be. All right. So having a great skincare routine, cleansing and massaging for 60 to 90 seconds where you're getting that blood flowing into your face can make all the difference in the world. But for makeup purposes, I really believe in adding color of some sort on your face. Some people are anti-blush, and it's okay to feel like you don't want to look fake. I get that. But you also don't want to look flat and sickly. And just a little bit of color can change all of that. So I like options. So I have pinks, I have neutrals, I have reds and peaches and things like that. All right. So blush can age you or it can make you look youthful depending on how much you go in with. So again, even if you're not into cream products, you might even want just to experiment with cream blush, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with this bright pink right here. This is called Pinky Promise. And you can see I use it and love it a lot. But there would have been a day where I'd walked right by this in the drugstore and said, oh, good grief, that is screaming 80s neon. But I want to show you what it looks like on the skin when you are using cream products. Okay, it's so youthful. The first place that you're going to drop your brush is where most of the product is going to be placed. So I highly suggest that it's always around the corner of your eye, right there, okay? So then you can always, depending on the shape of your face, bring it forward or move it back, but you don't have an overabundance of blush like here, that you have a place to be able to move it. So I'm gonna go ahead and blend this on back. And then I'm gonna look and I'm gonna say, how do you feel about that? Do you need a little bit more? Yep, I do. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more and I'm gonna bring it more toward the pupil of my eye. Now again, this is my face shape. This is what I like. I like a little bit of color when I'm looking at somebody straight on. A lot of times we'll see makeup videos and they'll show you like placement up high for a lifted look. But when they face forward, it's almost like they don't have any blush on. Okay, so I get it. It does. When you're looking at the side, it does give a lifted look. But from the front, maybe just a tad bit of color. So using the corner or the pupil, your pupil, yeah. It's confusing that with the iris. I am not. I'm using the same brush, okay? Just using just very little product. All right, same thing. We're gonna come to the corner of our eye, just above the contour line, whoops. And then we're gonna drop the brush. Feather it on back. Ask yourself, what do you think? Do we need more? Okay, let's put a little bit more and add. There's no denying, it just looks healthier, okay? It's like our 5-year-old kindergarten photo. I'm trying to think, yeah, mine were still in color. You know you're getting old when you look back at your school pictures and they were not in color. Mine were, I had my hair in a real tight bun and a dress that came clear up to here, but I had these little pink rosy cheeks. And that's truly like the look that you're trying to go for, is just that youthful, healthy look. All right, so now what? Let's talk about lips and then we'll move on to eyes last. So adding, lining your lips, in my opinion, is a must, okay? Now, let's talk about what you line your lips with. If you go too dark and you have lip lines like me, right here, these. If I go too dark, what's gonna happen is that is going to sink, the darkness is going to sink into my lip lines and it's going to accentuate it. I recommend using like a color that is like 1 or 2 shades darker than your natural lip tone and that you line on that vermilion border. Do you guys see? I have a white line just above my lip line, okay? I have thin lips, I really do. And then as we get older, our lips fold under, okay? So they get thinner. So I'm gonna line on that white vermilion border. I'm all about up close makeup, which means I want it to look as natural as possible when I'm talking to somebody 3 feet away. All right. If I'm on stage, I am a singer. If I'm on stage, I don't have a problem going a little bit more because there is a time and a place. And I might overline my lips, okay? But for daily occurrence, for daily wear, I don't want to overline my lips because then somebody gets up close to me and it's like, you know. So just take that into account. But I'm going to use this. This is the color. I don't even know what color this is. This is by Thrive. It is called Monique. And I'm just going to start down here. I'm not going all the way to the corner. And do you see it is truly just a shade or two darker than my normal lip color. And same thing, I'm going to just keep that in line, not corner to corner, because then you look like the Joker. Don't do that, because your lips start to turn down. See that? If I line from here to here, it's going to make me look like a frown on my life. All right, I'm going to tap it out. I like this really soft look. You can also use a lip stain. I've used a lip stain. Sometimes those can be a little bit tricky if you have a lot of texture on your lips, but I really like a lip stain. And then if you want to make your lips look fuller, then go even like something glossy. All right, I'm going to use this color right here. This is called Sadie. You can see that I have used so much of Sadie. Summer Love is another one. And then, again, with creams, like you can create your own little new creation. If you're like, you know what, I need a little bit more color, I'm going to go into this color called Renaissance. It's more of a red, and I can tap in over top of it. Hold on. When I'm working on my phone, and then I go and look in the mirror beside me. Yeah, y'all. Let me grab a rag here. So that was a mixture of Sadie and Renaissance together. And I used Pinky Promise on my cheeks, so you don't have to. This is Saint's palette. It's so funny. You know, I never really stepped foot into the big cosmetic stores. I think I've been in one like 3 or 4 times. And both times I was like so overwhelmed. And so since I've gotten into this space and people say like, what palette are you using? It's mine. You know, that's the thing, is that when you're working with Saint, like, this is my palette. This is Saint makeup, but it's my palette because I built the colors that are in it. And there's true power in that. And you don't have to build a big palette. You can build a little palette. Here's a palette. Here's a little one. Okay? That's where I started. And so then, you know, you're not assigning your look to a particular company who has this palette with these colors in it. Okay? Sometimes, Marianne, I do use Mango. Mango's really great for color correcting darkness under the eyes. Really great. All right, it's also great for covering age spots as well. All right, so let's talk about eyes. Woo! What happened as I aged? Well, my eyes got real crepey and they got real discolored. Now, this Korean skincare has helped tremendously, the discoloration. That's okay, Nat. So the discoloration has lightened a whole lot, but again, this skin is real thin, crepey, and moves. Welcome to 55. So we have to handle eye makeup a little bit differently. Some common problems you may have is your eyeshadow creasing, your eyeshadow staying on. Like it doesn't look like you have any on by the end of the day. Maybe you have oily eyelids, so nothing really sets well on your eyes. So we'll address a couple of those things. But eyeshadow primer is like one of the must-haves when you're trying to do eyeshadow. If you are not using an eyeshadow primer, try that and then do what you always do, but try that. And that might be the difference that you needed. I use this one by Sigma. It's called Persuade. I've been using it for years. Again, I found no other. And right now they have sold out twice, but Sigma tells me it's coming back in stock. Okay. Thank you for joining me from the Netherlands. What I love about it is it's a peachy color and it's matte. It's not shiny. So even if you're not much of an eyeshadow girl, what about if you just took this color and you primed your eyelids and then you added some mascara and you left for the day? You can definitely use your concealer for primer. Sure, that's a great idea. Definitely an option. So, and if that's working for you, you go and you do it. All right. Your face primer, can use it. I would make sure that it is definitely safe for your eyes. I mean, that's probably a question for look on the website of whatever your face primer is, because not all products are made for the eyes. Now, I use a lot of eye products on my face. All right. And because typically when they're formulating eye products, they're gentler. So, but it's not always good. What primers are good? I'm not sure I understand your question, Miriam. All right, so look, like if you wanted to just do that, even out your skin tone or even out your eyelids if they get veiny, this is tacky, okay? That's not gonna crease. Add some mascara and go, which is what I do on many days. And Sigma is telling me it's called Persuade. Sigma tells me it's going to be coming back before the holidays. I have posted a couple of times about it and the reel went crazy, kind of broke the internet. And they're like, Kim, we sold out twice. I'm like, well, then this stuff is good. You better get some more in stock. All right. So what are we going to do about eyeshadow? We're going to do a simple 2 eyeshadow look because eyeshadow can be so stinking complicated. And honestly, the less complicated your eyeshadow is when you have really crepey eyes, the more appealing and radiant it is because you just want to bring attention to your eyes, but in a good way. So first of all, you want to look at the shape of your eyes and what do you have going on? Do you have hooded eyes? A hooded eye means that the skin is hanging down to your lash line. A deep set eye means that your crease is really deep and your brow bone is protruding out. That's what I have. I have a deep set eye. I've also lost a lot of real estate. So I've kind of have both going on, but for the most part, I have a deep set eye. Okay. So for hooded eye people, you have to create your own crease. Okay. Because otherwise your crease might be down here, right? Persuade. Right. It's not on the website because I think they sold out. You can go to, and it's not even on Amazon, but it's called Persuade. And that is another product that the minute it comes back in stock, y'all, I'm shouting it from the rooftops. I'm going to tell you because I have so many people asking about it. All right. So hooded eye people, you're still going to use this technique that I'm going to be showing you. And deep set eye people, you also are going to be using this technique. So this technique that I'm showing you for eyeshadow is going to be universal. Okay, let's do it. First thing that you need is a transition shade. So I used to be able to use a really light color all over. Okay, maybe you were trained for that. But if I put a really light color all over my crepey eyelids, and then even, I don't know, this has really helped. The Korean skincare really helped. And then also just making sure I'm getting enough fluid intake and electrolytes. But I used to have these little fat pads right here. You can probably go back and watch an old video of mine that I was teaching a way to apply eyeshadow to not accentuate these little things that are right here. And I used to be able to push in on them. Give me a heart if you have those, okay? And I don't even know, it must have been inflammation, not necessarily fat, but just extra skin. If I put a light color there, everything that I taught you already, light colors bring things forward, then that would just be accentuating that little fat pad. Instead, I want to use something that's in the middle of the road. So like if you look at my palette, these are kind of like my go-to colors. Like this is a mid-tone shade. This is a mid-tone shade. This one, I would even use this one or this one as a mid-tone shade, and even really this one too. So something that is not the darkest dark or the lightest light. Starting there is the best thing that you could do. Okay, now let's talk about technique. I'm gonna get a brush, and the shape of that brush is important. Okay, so if you want buildable coverage, and if you have a big area that you're going to be filling in, then you're going to want something that has kind of a fluffier end. If you have to be a little bit more meticulous, or you have to place color, then you need something that has a smaller end. This is called the eyeshadow brush. Great name. And it's by Saint too. That's like $20. Double-ended, so it's like getting 2 brushes for one. But when you take a brush, we don't need a death grip on it. You want it to be able to flow freely. You want it to be able to flow freely on your hands and your fingers. So I'm going to go into, let's see. Let's just go into, what's this color here? All right. This color right here, it's called Cafe. It's a neutral, and it's a cooler neutral. I'm gonna dab my brush in there, and I'm gonna tap off any excess. You definitely want to, at any point, tap off excess, because otherwise it's on your face. Unless you do your eyes first, which is always an option. All right, keep your eyes open. This goes for, thank you, Kimmer V. Yeah, I'll be uploading it. Let's call it Girl Talk and Makeup. That's what you're going to be looking for on my profile. I'm going to be staring straight ahead. And for my hooded eye people, you guys don't have a crease, or maybe your crease is down here. You're going to go where you think your crease will be, okay? You're going to go where you think it will be. So you're going to stare straight ahead, and you're going to create a new crease. For me, there is this little shadow that, here's my real crease, but there is this little shadow that's right here. That's where I'm going. Because what will happen if I take a really dark color and place it in my crease? It's going to make my crease look deeper. I have deep set eyes. If I make my crease look deeper, I could possibly end up looking like Skeletor. And I don't want that. Okay, so, and with a transition shade, it's not a big deal if it travels to other places. It's a light shade, a light neutral. You can go with a light pink, a light peach, something that's in between. This is called Cafe, Marianne. This one's Cafe. All right, and I don't have a death grip. I'm letting the color kind of flow, and I'm making sure that it's blended. Because when you have a lot of texture on your eyes, meaning crepiness, then you have to do a little bit of extra blending in order for it to get in all the little nooks and crannies, all the little creases. Eye open, don't close your eyes. You have to see where you're placing the color. Keep my eye open, and then I'm going above that crease. Hooded eye friends, you guys are creating your own crease. Okay? You're gonna create your own crease. But with your transition shade, with the shade, it's not a big deal. You can go down onto your lid. You can go where your crease would be. It's fine. It's kind of like you're just establishing your pattern. All right. And I didn't go in with a bright color first. This is right over top of my eyeshadow primer. Now, if you want, you could tap on a little setting powder over top of that Sigma primer. It will add longevity, of course, to it. But, all right. Okay, now, if I want to go in with a darker color, let me just go in with this one. What's this one called? This is called Spectre. I think this one's still on the website. It was one of our shades of the month, but I think it's here now. Now, this one is gonna be a little bit of more of a tippy tip for you. I'm gonna go to a more dense end, all right? And then I'm gonna dip into Spectre, tap it off. And then I am going to make this number 7, but I want to make sure that I'm coming up above my natural crease, okay? So my hooded eye friends, you get to come up. If you just do this, and you're like, okay, can I see the color? Nope, didn't go high enough. I'm gonna go a little higher. Okay, and again, this doesn't have to be a really, really dark color. It might just be one shade darker than the one that you used. Okay, because you can build color. I could have made Cafe much darker. These are all powders, but they do have creams. Saint does have creams, but I'm using powders. You deepen a color by how much product you add to it, all right? And I'm just building this outer corner. I don't have to put it everywhere. I'm just building this outer corner. Hey guys, Pure Love Essences is in the house, and I just saw them pop on. Hello! I have to tell you guys something about them. I grew up loving perfume. But then I got to a point where I was like, I can't find perfume that I like because maybe I sat next to way too many people that had strong perfume on the plane, and it just turned me off. So then I started buying different perfumes, still not finding one that I loved. They have the best perfume and it's safe, okay? Essential oil based, clean. So Pure Essences, thank you for sending me those. I wear it every day. I get literally compliments on the way that I smell, and I don't need a lot of products. So you're awesome. Okay, do you guys see what I'm doing? Number 7. Eyes are open. All right, so this is what we get. I'm going to use that Spectre, and I'm going to use it as my eyeliner. Black harsh eyeliner. Black eyeliner looks harsh, I guess I should say, if you are not smudging it out. So if you're still wearing it like we did in the 80s, it may be aging you, all right? And now, if you totally want, you could take a little shimmer, because everybody loves a little shimmer. I said only 2 shades, and this is only 2 shades. But if you wanted to take a little shimmer and just tap it right on that movable lid space, it's basically where you can feel your eyeball underneath. Could do that. All right, and let's add a little bit of mascara. And the last thing I'm going to mention, because this, I just about poked myself in the eye. This live is way longer than what I thought. Is that you don't want to forget your brows. Now, my brows are microbladed, and it truly was the best thing that I've ever done at a spa other than a facial. Well worth the money. It was, it did not take much time. Well, I mean, it took 2 hours. My appointment was 2 hours, but the actual microblading was only about 45 minutes. The rest of the time was just drawing my brows on to my liking, because I did not want to look like caterpillar eyes. And so I was pretty picky about that. But it was. The last color I put on my lid, that was Tawanda. That peachy sparkle. Pretty, huh? All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up. I will post this video for you guys to refer to. If you are interested in any of the links, comment the word live, and it will send you the links to everything that I've talked about plus some. Okay? I'm using Thrive mascara right now, but I love Prime Lash and Thrive. Those are my two go-tos. Prime Lash stays on for a very long time. It's not waterproof, but it stays on longer. Thrive is a tubular mascara that comes off pretty easy, but does not come off when you don't want it to, if that makes sense. So I bounce back and forth to these two. Last thing I'm going to suggest is that after you have your look all completely done, that you take a beauty blender. This one does not have to be damp. It is by a company called Stands Out, and I've been using this product. They sent it to me. I was not prepared to love it at all, just because it feels like a memory foam mattress. But it is the bomb, and I have stuck with it, and so many people love it now because you can use it damp or dry. But if you use a beauty blender like this shape, you always want to run it under some water. Squeeze it out really tight. And then when your makeup is all done, you're just going to want to gently do a once over, okay? Now, Saint just came out with this feather blotting dust, all right? I am not a powder person at all. Like, to me, the dewier the better, but I don't want to look greasy. But this feather blotting dust, which I will recommend for everybody now when I do a color match, just because it's that good, is so light. It also helps to add longevity and cut down on just a tad bit of the shine in a good way, okay? You still look dewy. Can you guys see that? It's like, I love it. I love it. Okay, and it fits in your palette too. But I'm not much of a powder girl because it looks fake to me. I like dewy. All right, and the setting spray, they have a fixate spray and a setting spray. Here's this is a prep mist. Where's my other, and they have a fixate spray. Yes, they have that too. So, I don't use a setting spray. I'm going to say this very carefully, but when your skin is in good shape and you're using the right makeup in the right color, you probably would find that you don't necessarily need one. Now, granted, it depends on what your life is like, all right? If you have long days and you're out in the heat and you are, or like you're getting married, or you have to look, it has to be, you want your makeup to be pristine, use it for sure. All right. Okay, guys, thank you for spending some Friday with me. Typically I go live on Thursdays, but today it's Friday. You guys have been awesome. My name is Kimberly Weimer. I am an over 50 makeup teacher, and I hope you learned a little something today. See you soon.